A highly respected organization asks this question tonight. After the election, will President Obama betray Israel at the UN? The Zionist Organization of America took out a full-page ad in the New York Times asking that very question. The ad cites a WikiLeaks email written by a former White House official that warned there's a distinct possibility the administration may seek a new UN Security Council resolution embodying the two-state solution with pre-1967 lines. Joining us now to talk about the ad and his reasons for posting it, Mort Klein, president of the Zionist Organization of America. And Mort, we really appreciate your time here on Newsmax Prime. It is so good to have you here, and I got to tell you, we've talked before, Morton, about the difficult relationship Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Obama have had through the years. I would imagine this new concern is not going to improve that relationship.
No, the problem is not Netanyahu. The problem is President Obama has frankly shown enormous sympathy to radical Muslims, and he wants to establish an Islamic state in Judea and Samaria and East Jerusalem at any cost. And we have to understand this will be a Hamas-Iran terrorist state. The last thing we need is another terrorist state in the Middle East. This state right now, this entity right now, under Mahmoud Abbas, its leader, will not outlaw terrorist groups. It names schools, streets, and sports teams after terrorists who have murdered innocent civilians in Israel. They pay pensions. They pay pensions to the families of suicide bombers on a monthly basis, and the more Israelis they've killed, the higher their pension. Every map in the Palestinian Authority shows all of Israel as Palestine. This will be an Islamic terrorist state, and this will send a message to all radical Muslims that they're winning, that there's no need to compromise, that terrorism really pays, they're on the march. So this endangers our fight against radical Islamic terrorism. God forbid we should unilaterally establish a state without negotiations between the two parties. They should be deciding together what the border should be if such a state evolves, not a unilateral declaration at the UN.
And you know, Mort, here is the irony. Here is the irony, Mort. For public consumption, President Obama says he's just trying to ascertain the prospects for peace in Israel as he prepares to end his presidency. Let's listen to what he had to say recently.
In order to assure that we keep alive the possibility of a stable, secure Israel at peace with its neighbors and a Palestinian homeland that meets the aspirations of their people.
So I just have to ask you for your reaction when you hear the president say that publicly, but you see the WikiLeaks documents, Mort.
And when I see the New York Times in an editorial only a week ago urging the Obama administration to lead the UN to put its authority behind a resolution supporting a Palestinian state. If the Palestinian Authority had been acting like a civilized country, like Canada or a civilized country, that would be one thing. But they still encourage terrorism in their schools, in their speeches, in their sermons, in their media. They urge Arabs to fight for Allah and spill your blood to kill Israelis. And then they lie saying the Israelis are attempting to destroy the Al-Aqsa Muslim mosque, a lie to encourage terrorism. God forbid we set up a state that will be based on a leadership that promotes violence and terrorism. That will endanger even America, because we'll have more Muslims, radical Muslims, inspired to commit terrorism all over the world, seeing that it works.
Mort Klein, we so much appreciate your time tonight on Newsmax Prime. Mort Klein of the Zionist Organization of America. Thanks so much, Mort.
Thank you, Congressman.